Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and as I've been talking a lot lately, or I swear the last few years, you know, Shadow Step, please leave the core set. I got quite a few requests in the comments to some videos. Why not go over what I'd like to see added to the core set next year, which we should see, you know, with rotation in March, and I thought I'd go through some cards that I think would be pretty cool to see come back. It's completely subjective. You can disagree, agree with whatever you want. Of course, share in the comments down below what you'd like to see in the core set. But yeah, I thought we'd do that. And I'm starting off with our friend Warlock TinyFin because Play Hearthstone for the first time in like 3 years did put a poll of what your favorite zero cost minion should be, which I believe Snow Flipper Penguin is one. And for me, I'm putting my vote to TinyFin. I don't know why I don't have him golden, so let's get a couple of golden TinyFins. He's my first pick for the core set. We're gonna go over the rest of them. And as always, if you enjoy the content on the channel, feel like I've earned your subscription, please hit that sub button down below. Give the video a like as we're on the road to 90,000 subscribers. So yeah, put your vote in for what your favorite zero mana minion. Is it the Penguin? Is it Target Dummy? That'd actually be probably a pretty good card, honestly. Desk Imp. What else do we got? We got Wisp, of course. I think whenever they did that poll, they never included Target Dummy because it would actually be pretty good. But let's go class by class and give like 1 or 2 cards for each and then wrap up with neutrals. Last night, I just kind of missed the triple rune decks. I feel like they're not going to print, you know, triple blood, triple unholy like at all anymore. And why not give people that miss that style an Alexandros, Mograine, and in particular, Lord Marrowgar was so good in triple unholy. Really hasn't seen any play that archetype since this card is left standard. I just love to see it, like those triple cards. Of course I'm biased and I would love to see, like, you know, an AoE for double blood. I always like Blood Boil, but you know, there's not a ton of cards to work with Death Knight, so those are kind of my standouts. For Demon Hunter, there's only one that always comes to mind, and it is a legendary that I just feel like it fits Demon Hunter really darn well. And that is Jace Darkweaver. It's just a cool payoff card, right? You get to recast your Fel spells throughout the game. It can target enemies if possible. It can be like an OTK thing. It could be a value bomb. It's just a really cool card. And it saw competitive play back in the day. I don't know if it'd be good enough now, but certainly stands out. And I'll go a little bit out there. You might be surprised considering this guy doesn't really love Demon Hunter that much or when it launched, but why not Skull of Gul'dan? It's card draw that's like antiquated at this point. 6 mana, draw 3 cards, reduce their cost by 3. If it's outcast, I say go a step further, bring it back to 5, right? Buff it to 5, bring it back. Maybe it's a mistake, I don't know, but I just feel like it could be a throwback to, you know, it's been 5 years. It's been 5 years since Demon Hunter launched, right? 2020. That I feel like Skull of Gul'dan in today's game of crazy mana cheat and card draw would just feel like an average card. Like at 6, it wouldn't see play, but maybe at 5. That is the way the game has gone. And a reminder that Metamorphosis also launched at the same time, and it was 5 mana, deal 5, and they even buffed that after it got nerfed. Like, that's how the game's evolved, right? But yeah, maybe you would disagree with that one. For Druid, I just always enjoy Fandral. I think Fandral's a cool card. Maybe you could like buff it to be a 3 mana 2/5 or 2/4. Fandral's one I miss, so you get to combine those choose one effects. But a pretty underappreciated card. You know, why not bring back Guff, right? I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you. Don't trust me. I don't think we should bring that card back. An interesting one, since the gift for Druid is supposed to be leaving this year. Maybe you give one of the more bad ramp cards they've ever had. You know, it saw play back in the day, Greedy Sprite, Death Rattle, gain an empty mana crystal. I feel like they still want Druid to ramp, right? And if you're going to give a ramp card to replace for that, I'm not sure they will, or that they should, but Greedy Sprite's probably like as good an option as I would ever suggest. And it's a pretty bad card, especially like you draw it later. It just doesn't really do a lot, but overall, I feel like Druid's got quite a bit of stuff going on. And yeah, I don't know, instead of like a Fandral or something like that, what I would really like to see. For Hunter, there's just always the fun cards of like lock and load. Each time you cast a spell this turn, get a random Hunter card. But I would be curious to see, would it be too good to bring back for like the first time in Standard since they've been buffed and good in Acid Maw and Dread Scale. Like, they're pretty powerful beasts now, right? Acid Maw can be an incredible board control tool, and Dread Scale can be a nice, you know, AoE effect that can go phase. I kind of almost want to see what those, well, not relive those days, see what those cards could do in today's game. Maybe that'd be too good, but kind of my standout. For Mage, since we're going to be getting like the whole Toki thing, apparently the third set of the year, right? Why not Chromie Time Hopper? This card has never been in Standard. I think it's one of the coolest cards out there, and I'm sad it's like not really appreciated out there, where it's got Battle Cry, visit a historical epoch, shuffle the others into your deck, and that can basically they're cast one draw thing, so you can get 2 random legendaries, you can buff your minions by +2/+2, you could get 2 random spells, or deal 2 damage to all enemies. You could probably buff this to be 5 mana. It's never really been, even in Arena, it doesn't feel amazing, but I just think it's such a cool card, and it has never seen play in Standard, and is the big standout. Like, it would be thematic with the expansion coming out later this year, but maybe they already have like a Chromie type of card coming, and it would conflict with that. But yeah, that'd probably be my Mage pick. My Paladin pick is probably not a very smart one, probably lead to problems, but Aldor Truthseeker, right? The taunt minion that reduces the cost of Librams by 2 this game. We haven't seen a ton of Libram Paladin be like really good. It's been solid. You can play and win with it, but it just feels like it's missing that one big discounter. I don't like giving the 1-drop, because then it's probably too efficient and good, like we're seeing in Wild. The Wild version doesn't even run this card right now. It's too expensive, but maybe just for the year, you could add Aldor Truthseeker, discount those Librams by 2, and get yourself going. It's still 5 mana 4/6. It's kind of a bit slower, but it's a risk for sure, because yeah, maybe it makes Librams like way too good in Standard. I don't know. And it's something that, well, if you put it there and it is, then what are you going to do about it, right? But it's kind of the one that stands out to me that they really could use a better Libram card, but at the end of the day, they probably should just buff that 4-drop, right? Something along that line, and make that a bit better rather than bringing in a new card. But I'm gonna go with that one. For Priest, you know what, I'm gonna be generous. Why not give them a really good card? They don't really, I feel like they never get good cards in the core set these days, and Shadow Visions is an incredible card. Discover a copy of a spell in your deck. It's just a solid, really solid card that Priest players, I'm sure, would be really thankful for to get added, but why not? I don't know. I kind of miss this card. I feel like this should just always be in the core set for Priest. Archbishop Benedictus, you know, you got that Raza card just sitting there. Maybe you don't want to do that, where this could refresh, but overall, it's just, yeah, it's a new way or different way to play Priest that's just not available in Standard. You could bring Shadow Form, I guess, the 2 mana version, into Standard too, but I don't know. I just feel like it makes Priest feel incomplete without this card being there. So yeah, Visions, a shadow spell to go with Benedictus. I am sure Priest players would get excited, but yeah, maybe be too good. I don't know. But again, this is my list. We're just kind of having some fun here. So for Rogue, we all know I just would love to see Prep and Step leave for at least a year. And if that was to happen, which I don't think there's literally a chance of it, the cards that stand out to me, there are quite a few cards I would love to see come back for Rogue in Standard, and I think 2 of them are 4-mana legendaries. First, just being Shares and Corpse Flower. It's one of my favorite cards ever. It'd probably not be good enough. They already buffed it from a 5/3 to a 6/3, but basically this card, it goes dormant when it dies, and if you play 4 cards in a turn, it comes back. Maybe you could give it Rush, I don't know, but regardless, it's such a cool card with such an awesome animation. We have the Angoro expansion coming back, right? Like, maybe they'll do a new Sharazin or something, but it would be thematic, I feel like, and I love this card. I'm biased. I don't think it would be a meta tyrant or even playable, but still, I just think it would be really cool. But if we're looking at like replacements to Shadow Step, there are some that come to mind. I think Zero could be buffed. Obviously, a 4-mana 3/2 in today's game is complete garbage, but you could make it a 3-mana 3/2. You could make it a 2-mana, like 2/1, and then you get these toxins. You have the balanced version of Shadow Step here. The 1-mana version, which returns a minion to your hand. It costs 2 less. And you also have, like, give a friendly minion stealth. You have give a minion +3 attack, deal 2 damage, draw a card. Maybe you could add it to be like a discover effect on the first part. but like, I just think this card's really rad. It's one that I really enjoyed and was meta back in the day, back when you could play a 4-mana 3/2 in Hearthstone. And yeah, you still get that bounce style feel. If you make it a discover, maybe you can reliably hit it. But yeah, for me, 0 at like 3 or 2 mana can be really cool. And if you're looking for like just a really silly combo enabler that would work really well with Sonya, would definitely need to be buffed, is Shadowcaster. It's a 5-mana 4/4 Battle Cry. Choose a friendly minion, add a 1/1 copy to your hand that costs 1. The issue with it is like, I like to see this card kind of come back because of Sonya, but if you buff it to 4, then we're just creating basically what got nerfed already, where you just play your pirate that makes the thing cost 3 less, then you get a 1-mana Shadowcaster, which gives you a 0-mana Shadowcaster, and you can probably just do absurd, stupid things. So I don't even know if I want to see this back, well, only at 5. It's a weird one, but to me, this is a healthier style of a bouncing where you have to spend mana on multiple cards, but you can still do really powerful stuff like I outlined. But yeah, like, I'm just scared. Like, all it can enable is broken combos, but that seems to be the direction with Rogue. I don't know. I miss like the old tempo days, but they seem to be a thing of the past. For Shaman, I mean, we're going back to Ngoro with the second expansion of the year, and I kind of just would like, and you can say the same thing for Mage too, some cool elementals, right? Like just more cool elementals that could stick around, whether it's a Murmuring Elemental, Fireplume Harbinger, Arid Stormer, Sleet Breaker. There are a ton of really iconic elemental cards from back in the day that you could bring back. Primal Dungeoneer is just a really solid card that I would not mind seeing come back, where you get to draw a spell. If it's a nature spell, also draw an elemental. Like, that was just a good card that I think still sees play in Wild to this day. And yeah, I'd go down the elemental route, whether it's Halaziel, which got buffed pretty recently, which is a pretty good cool card. Stone Sentinel giving you some taunts. There's endless options to go with. And yeah, I honestly inject like a couple of really cool elementals, just not Neptulon. This card's terrible. Not unless you buff it. Like, it overloaded you 3 to get 4 random Murlocs back in the day, and it wasn't even that good back in the day, so that's pretty crazy. But yeah, give me some cool elementals. Warlock got a really cool demon package last expansion, and it has been absolutely and utterly useless, so why not get bold, right? We probably don't do this, but we could get bold with like Skull of the Minari, maybe. Or why not revert, because it's been more than time to revert this card. A Possessed Lackey, make it like 5 mana like it used to be. Bring that back. You could reword, take the Recruit out. They've already done that with Oaken Summons. You could do something like that, but I just think of the demons and how, again, they want this Archimon stuff to work, but we got like no cool demons to go with it, or very little at least, that yeah, maybe we could bring back some good stuff. A Void Lord. You could bring back Void Lord, something like that. Would it see play? Probably not. But hey, we gotta try, right? Try to give some demon support. Warrior, I kind of wish they could get Barrow back, but there's no way that would happen, right? It's also a Paladin card. They're not gonna bring dual class cards. I don't think they have ever done that. Honestly, like I said, I've said many times, I would like to see like all the OG cards leave and like see Brawl go away and maybe replace it with something a little bit different. Bring back a Shield Shatter, pretty darn good card. And I don't know, I'm gonna be ultra biased and be like, bring back Risky Skipper. It's like one of the best warrior cards ever. They never do it, but it was so freaking good. But honestly, a Shield Shatter, I feel like wouldn't be out of the question. Another card that I just always thought was cool, maybe you could buff it to like 1 mana or something, or leave it at what it is, but Warpath. Warpath was a really rad AoE card that I played a lot. Maybe it's just nostalgia to my rank 1 legend days way back in the ancient days. But yeah, Warpath, like a Risky Skipper, a Bear Off, a Shield Shatter. Give me a cool different AoE and take Brawl away, just so, again, things can feel a bit different. And then neutrals. Neutrals is where, first off, I'm just curious, like, do you actually remove Ziliax? Like, they have nerfed it 5 times. It's still like 50% of decks. I feel like it's probably fine. I feel like we go another year with it. I feel like you probably end up nerfing Virus Module at some point if that remains prevalent. But again, that is definitely a discussion one could have. I have this in the thumbnail, and I just think it'd be really cool to bring back the newer N'Zoth, right? The one they buffed to 9 mana, resurrect a friendly minion of each type. Just a really good card. It just feels fun to play, be able to bring back different tribes. It's a neutral option for all sorts of classes. I doubt they would bring just one old god back. It would just be kind of random. But hey, it's my list. I think it'd be pretty cool. And then there's the discussion, because there's so many frustrated people with cards or like decks like Asteroid Shaman and things like that. Do you bring back a Steam Cleaner, right? Do you bring this back as a tech option? I was surprised it didn't stick around. Plagues are leaving, but you're still gonna have Asteroids and who knows what else you're gonna be able to shuffle into your deck. But you could also consider maybe go like the Skulking Geist, so it only punishes more of those one-cost spells, you know, the Asteroids are, rather than everything that people add to their deck. That could certainly be something. I'll leave off with the one card that is actually in standard right now that I really would like to see stick around, and that is ETC Band Manager. I just think it's really rad that we're able to like sideboard in Hearthstone. It's never been broken. It's just a solid like utility card that you can play. It's a nice option. I don't think it really it's not meta warping at all, even though it sees a lot of play. It just makes Hearthstone to me a bit more of a fun game. I'm not going to suggest like Prince Renethal, which is absolutely a meta defining and warping card, which I'm trying for the most part to keep this list avoiding that, although I have failed miserably with most of the class cards, to be honest. But yeah, ETC is probably like one of my biggest ones that I would just like to see it stick around, because it's just a really nice, cool, fun card to play in your Hearthstone deck. So there you go. Let me know in the comments down below what you'd like to see stick around, maybe what you'd like to see leave. And if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.